Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick, and today we are checking out Bubblin by developer Saharan. This is a little Java browser-based game. It's pretty simple, not anything too complicated or complex. I figured just have some fun, nice little casual episode today. Essentially what this is a platformer with a little bit of like an almost a Loco Roco vibe to it, where we're guiding this gelatinous ball around through a bunch of various types of levels. So we're going to be using our mouse primarily as the input here. We're going to click to start, and we're going to try and pick up sparkles and navigate through all sorts of different obstacles. Now you'll notice there doesn't appear to be any sound. That's not, your ears playing tricks on you. There really doesn't seem to be any sound. Provided there isn't some kind of horrible, heinous error going on with Java, it seems like there just isn't any sound with this game, which is fine. I mean, it's not ideal, but it at the same time doesn't really distract from the point of the game, and I can kind of make up what the sounds would seem to be in my head, because they seem to be pretty obvious. Bloopy sounds would go really well with the blob thing, and then you'd have like a little twinkle every time you pick up one of these little stardust bits, and just all kinds of crazy sounds would happen as you're bouncing around through all this stuff. I think that would be nice to have it, but at the same time the gameplay is solid enough. This level was not particularly complex. Essentially, we just ended up falling like we were a ball bearing in a pachinko machine, and we missed like the majority of the stars in this one. So we're probably going to try that one again. I'd like to fall down a much better path if possible. I only got a C+ on that. This game is completely free, if you were wondering, and there's, I think, what was it, like 12 or 20 levels, and I forgot to look at what the level select said, but it seemed like enough of a bit of meat to the game that it would warrant a couple of plays, and it's just a fairly accessible game. There's not a whole lot to really complain about other than the lack of sound and music, which is something that could pretty easily be remedied later on if need be. I do quite like the deformable physics of the way that gelatin ball seems to go over those very odd shapes, and I think we did much better that time. It's kind of cool going through level design like this, and especially since it's so unpredictable. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of governing rules, and you actually get a pretty good sense of momentum as you start passing through these different types of spaces. See, this would be a problem right here. I'm not sure I can actually get back. Yeah, so you have to press R to restart there. So there is almost like a racing or definitely a time trial element to this as well. And when you get nice momentum, it feels nice. You're just kind of flying through all these tunnels, and that would be another mistake. You don't have a lot of control over the blob, it appears. I mean, yeah, you can click and hold, and then you're going to be dragging your mouse around in various ways, but the amount of ability to actually, seriously guide the orb, it's not there. You kind of just seem to go along with stuff. You do also have, on the right click, which I neglected to mention earlier, there's actually I don't know if it's a jump button, but probably more of a bounce, I think makes more sense. I don't know why I can't make it over this. Maybe I'm supposed to actually bounce at the last moment. I think that's probably what I'm doing wrong. Try that this time. Kind of easy to forget about that control since they never really expressly, mentioned it to you anywhere. No, I tried to bounce. It didn't actually go. I should probably tutorialize that, a little bit more effectively, because right now I'm not sure if that's even why I'm failing this over and over again. I have a feeling it is, though. Oh, okay, I'll click and hold and then let go at the right moment, and that's how we get to the end of that. Actually, not too bad once I knew what to do there, so I just need to make sure I'm clicking and holding. The aesthetic of this one I actually find really nice. There's not a lot of games that I think look like this. It's got this black and white wireframe thing to it. Also reminds me a little bit of an Archer McLean's Mercury in a very limited sense. I mean, nothing particularly close to it, but at the same time, there's that blobby element. And also a little bit of an issue is the fact that if you accidentally right-click outside, there we go, outside of the actual window for this game, you're going to end up getting that context menu coming up, which kind of ruins the immersion you're going for, especially if you're trying to race. So it'd be kind of nice to have this blow up to a larger size, if possible. Can I even reach that? I probably have to go off the side there. There we go. So you certainly are doing quite a bit of bubbling, it looks like. Rank of C there was not particularly good. And we got some arrows. Oh, we've got a booster, so we've got a new gameplay element. And it seems to keep things going pretty fresh. That level seemed way easier than the other one. Especially the one that I couldn't jump over the gap on, although that was completely my fault. Oh, I think I've botched it. Now I need to start over again. Oh, alright, there we go. And it's like a little bit of almost an excite bike feeling going around some of those turns with those thrusters. That was over kind of fast, actually. I wasn't expecting the level to be so short. With that much momentum, you'd think it would last a little longer. But the levels are actually a lot of fun. I prefer levels in general that are a bit shorter like that. Especially when you're... Oh, I already got stuck. When you're not sure exactly what the level design is going to be like, having a shorter level gives you a much better feeling of being able to pass through the game quickly. Better feeling of progression and accomplishment in general, which is something that you always have to be cognizant of when you're developing a game. You want to make sure the player feels like they're getting somewhere. See, this might be a problem. I'm not really sure what's up with this type of a scenario here. I don't seem to be able to do much about it. Maybe I just need to get really lucky or press a jump at the exact right moment. So I guess there's a small element of, like, almost puzzle to this. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but it's not readily apparent how you're supposed to navigate that, so you have to figure it out, then you get a little better. And I think it's all momentum in that case. I just need to land it at the right moment, make sure I'm charged, and then when I'm at the bottom, I would think if I hit my jump at the right moment, it should propel me up and out. Or maybe if I'm particularly skillful. No, that's not it. I think maybe I could just jump out. Is there some way I can, like, build momentum in this pit? I don't think so. I think once I'm in. I can, of course, just go back, though, and go back out to the level select and see if I can find something else. That's a little frustrating. I'm sure once I get it down, it won't be so bad. But for now, though... See, that felt like it should have done it. Concept like this actually really does work well. You just gotta address some of these rough edges, and I think having a momentum thing like that is good, but it also could hamper gameplay if you end up, at a juncture where the player can't seem to figure out what they're supposed to do, like I am. I'm not sure that this is necessarily anyone's fault but my own. But yeah, I guess I'll sort of rely on you guys to let me know if you have trouble with this sort of thing, if you do happen to try this one out. And again, this is a free browser game. And I'm probably going to back out of this real soon because I can't go through this too many more times. I'm sure you're all getting frustrated. Yeah, I don't seem to be able to beat this level. Can I actually get out? I might have to, like, lose? I don't know, there doesn't seem to be much I can do to get back to the main menu, which is all I really want to do at this point. Supposed to beat the level, but I can't seem to figure out a way to do it. Oh, okay, I can hit T for title screen. I didn't realize that. Let's go to level 8. Forgot what level that was. I thought it was maybe 7, though. I'm sort of guessing. A lot of uneven surfaces here, and lots of propulsion pads. Alright, so I need to get a nice run up. Whoa. Do they just push you in whatever direction you're heading in? It seems like they might. I think I need to combine the propulsion with my charged jump. And if I hit that at the right moment, maybe I'll be able to shoot my way past all this junk. I wonder if this might be worth trying to map to the arrow keys as well, because I'm pretty sure... Just testing it right now. Nope, we can't do much of anything with the arrow keys. This is expressly a mouse-controlled game. Which might be good for some people, because if you don't have the ability to really mess around with your keyboard too much, for whatever reason, then that will make up for it. But if you're having trouble with accuracy, I can't say that this is going to be particularly helpful. It seems to be that there's some sort of like an invisible joystick that you're controlling around, if that makes any sense. Like if you imagine the center of the screen to be the dead zone, or like the center of the axis, or axes, and then every... few pixels that you push the arrow in any direction, you're going to actually be pulling the forces towards that direction with the ball. I really can't seem to get whatever I'm supposed to do here. And feel free to call me garbage in the comments, that's probably warranted, but I don't seem to have a way to do this. Oh my goodness, now I'm just opening dialogue boxes everywhere. Yeah, it's definitely a little clunky, I'll have to say. No offense to the developer, I really like this game. I like the concept of it a lot. I actually want to play it a lot. I just need a couple little refinements. What am I doing wrong here? I can't just seem to get enough propulsion to get out of this pit. I mean, if I throw myself as far as I can and then pull myself up, you'd think that's about all you could do. Maybe I'm supposed to hit or go back in the right? No, then you just rub into the wall. See, the thing is, there's friction on all the surfaces, and the only way you're going to get any serious velocity here is to try and not touch anything for a while, which is harder than it looks. The ball seems to have its own trajectory in mind when it comes off of that conveyor belt, so to speak. And I feel like I'm pretty sure that if you jump at the exact right moment, you should be able to get something out of it. But it doesn't seem to work. Anyway, I guess we'll wrap up Bubblin at this point. Leave a few more levels to the imagination so you guys can try it out. Again, totally free if you want to check it out. Link's going to be right in the description. It seems like a positive game in general. I mostly have, good impressions of it. There's just a couple things I'd love to see worked on or worked out or, iterated or improved upon. Add a little bit of music, provide some sound effects, alternate control method perhaps, some sort of feedback would be lovely. And, maybe more levels, but, other than that, the concept seems strong, and I guess I will stop seesawing back and forth between the top and the bottom of that little lift. I can't seem to make it work. So you guys feel free to let me know what I'm doing wrong in the comments. If you happen to have a particularly high score or a great run of this game, feel free to submit a video response for this game. I'd love to see your speed runs of it if that is something that you're inclined to do. Whoa, I almost made it up. Kind of feel like I need to capitalize on whatever it is that I figured out there. Again, keeping in mind also for anybody that is upset that I can't seem to do this right, this is my first time playing the game in any proper sense, so I didn't have any idea how to deal with that situation. So as you may know, when you play a game for the first time, none of those things, well, oftentimes a lot of the things that you think are simple, you might take a second to get a hang of, but regardless, I don't need to make excuses. I just want to explain that. So that is it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, remember to head on over to the website, which is indie-impressions.com, for every old episode in the series. There's over 430 and going strong. New ones uploaded every single day, and they're all easily sortable and searchable if you'd like to. And I guess I will head back out to the title screen here. And that was, again, Bubblin'. Totally free. So, other than the website, though, I've also got a Facebook page, facebook.com/indieimpressions. Feel free to go browse over there, leave a like if you choose. You'll get every day's new video, as well as when I'm streaming, I usually announce over there occasional game giveaways and contests. I do have a Twitter handle, which is @RockLeeSmile. If you want to send me a tweet, feel free. Always happy to talk to anybody about pretty much anything. And if you're an indie dev and you'd like to get in contact with me about the possibility of showing off your game on the show, quickest way to reach me, send me an email via the contact form on indie-impressions. I also have all my social media links as well as the game downloads and any supplementary info right in the description of this video, so feel free to browse around over there, see if there's anything that tickles your fancy. And please do leave me some comments. I'd love to hear what your opinions are on this game, what you think you would do differently, what you'd improve upon, what you'd change. Generally, all the same stuff I'm kind of critiquing. I'd love to hear your own angles on, because I always like to just promote dialogue. I mean, that's what we're here to do anyway. Find new indie games, talk about them, promote dialogue, and pass them on to new people. So, of course, if you'd like to help out the show, best thing you can do, tell a friend. I always really appreciate the support, and you guys are always wonderful, so I just do want to say thank you, as always, for that. And that is going to do it for today's episode. So, as always, again, this is the most alwaysing closing I've ever done here, so feel free to come back again tomorrow for another episode. Again, a new one every single day, and I will see you then. Have a lovely night.